It was the push back in July that made all the difference.
We
are extending the use of the health pass to push as many of you as possible to go and get vaccinated.
Within 24 hours, almost 1 million appointments had been booked. With the health pass, which shows whether you've been vaccinated or have had a PCR test within 72 hours, suddenly needed to enter restaurants, museums, cafes and bars, and now extended to employees of any business that serves the public.
They say you have the choice, but you don't really, or it's either you get vaccinated or you pay for your test. So is it really a choice?
Anaïs says she wasn't going to get vaccinated, like 60% of those polled during France's second lockdown in December. For a long time, the United States was ahead of France in terms of the proportion of the population that had received at least one dose. Then in July, Macron took a gamble. Just as vaccination centres were emptying as vaccine hesitancy kicked in, and French hospitals were being overrun by the Delta variant.
He took the risk to say, I will make the life of the non-vaccinated very difficult, which is a very, very, very dangerous statement.
Protests followed. One of the biggest came on July 31st, just a couple of weeks after Macron made his speech. Across France, 204,000 people took to the streets, according to the Interior Ministry. But for all the noise, that very same day, more than double the number of people were quietly getting an injection. The reason, says this French lawmaker, that most people understood that the alternative was yet another lockdown. It was saying to the French, she says, that if you're vaccinated, you can live like you used to. This health pass will give you your freedom back. Now France has one of the best vaccination rates in the world, over 62%. And despite the spread of the Delta variant, hospital admissions have gone down.
The Delta variant goes faster, but enough people are vaccinated. It's sort of a balance between being more contagious and meeting more people who are immunized.
Macron's gamble depended on his being able to act at a national level with strong executive powers and a solid parliamentary majority, none of which Joe Biden has on his side. But the French model does show that with some encouragement, even the vaccine hesitant can be convinced that in the extraordinary circumstances of a pandemic, individual liberties must end where collective responsibility begins.